That snow could melt and then instantly refreeze, similar to past weather events that we've had in the state. So I'd encourage you to stay off the roads this afternoon and evening if at all possible. Because the temperatures tonight are going to be so cold, anything that sticks today is going to stick around tonight and tomorrow.
Governor Kemp at a media briefing this morning warning drivers to heed the warnings during today's expected winter weather. A lot to get to this afternoon. Good afternoon to you. I'm Frederick Price. Emergency management leaders confirming at least one death in the state as a result of hypothermia. Right now, the governor says 250 National Guardsmen as well as utility crews on standby to help. And state officials expect the brunt of any winter weather in our area to be in the south. Alex Pry is tracking the latest. And Alex, I was listening to the governor's press conference earlier. It's really interesting that our southern counties are going to see a lot of winter weather, something they're not accustomed to.
Absolutely. A very similar setup to, if you remember, 2014, where we got a good bit of snow here in central Georgia. Obviously a messy situation up in Atlanta then, and that is a very similar setup to what we have right now. That center of low pressure is very far down in the Gulf. So let's take a look at where our current conditions stand right now. Some dark clouds out in the horizon facing west at the Georgia National Fairgrounds. 31 degrees, so we are still below freezing temperature, and it's actually feeling a good bit below freezing temperature. It feels like 22 outside down in West Houston County. Temperatures are mainly below the freezing temperature mark, a couple of 32s, 33s. The further south that you go, even a 37 or a 39 on the board. But right now, all eyes are on the satellite and radar picture, continuing to monitor this cluster just to the west of us here in central Georgia. We'll take all of the clouds and the precipitation rate off of that. This is a big cluster of winter precipitation expected to creep into central Georgia here within the next hour. So conditions are definitely expected to cool down after we start to get some winter precipitation falling from the sky. So a very cold day and snow continuing to be likely this evening, but already starting maybe a little bit ahead of schedule. And that weather impact alert will go for today into the first half of tomorrow for snow showers being likely and possible ice that could linger on the ground as we go into tomorrow. Be sure to stay up to date with the changes and travel carefully if you absolutely have to be on the roads. We'll go through the latest timing and what we're expecting for some areas in terms of snowfall accumulation coming up in just a little. Frederick.
Alex, we did see those snow flurries outside of the station today. It caught a lot of people here by surprise.
A sight to behold for sure.
We'll see you in just a bit. Thank you, Alex. Well, you heard the governor's plea to drivers to stay off the roads. If you do have to travel, prepare your vehicles now by checking fluid levels, tires, and your battery. Avoid bridges if you can. And as always, increase distance between cars and drive at a reasonable speed so you don't drive into danger. Now, during these freezing temperatures, make sure you let your faucets drip to prevent your pipes from freezing or bursting. One thing that the governor said is that this area is not used to this, and we are going to see a lot of this happening. You can also open your cabinet doors to allow warmer air to circulate. Plus, keep the temperature inside your home no less than 55 degrees. Now, outside, make sure to remove, drain, and store hoses used outdoors. And consider using pipe sleeves, heat tape, or a heat cable to insulate your pipes as well. For your pets, use pet sweaters or boots if you are taking them on a walk. And as far as your outdoor plants, you can wrap them in blankets or sheets to keep them warm during freezing temperatures. Well, many Central Georgia schools announcing schedule changes for tomorrow. Here are just a few of the changes we have received. Macon and Dooley County schools, as well as Georgia Military College, announcing they will be closed tomorrow. Stratford Academy, the Academy for Classical Education, and Mount DeSales will have another at-home learning day. And so will Baldwin, Washington, and Wilkinson County schools. Now, you can find a full list of closures online right now at 13WMAZ.com. Warming shelters in Macon Bibb are opening tonight. United Way of Central Georgia says they are extending overnight stay hours and adding a few beds to all of their shelters. Leaders began prepping last week, getting transportation tickets and bus passes for people without a home. Right now, they have available spaces at all centers, starting with Brookdale, a 24-hour shelter, as well as the Hello House and the Salvation Army. There are more than 300 bed spaces available, we are told, and workers will extend times for check-ins and overnight stays.
Go to Brookdale Resource Center between 9 and 4 for check-in in the main program, between 4 to 6 for the evening program. Salvation Army also has check-in at 4:30 and 5:30 for women and for men. But we want to make sure that no matter the time, that people are safe, they're warm, and they have a place to stay.
Leaders are also offering free meals and dinners throughout the week for those who choose to brave the outside conditions. A lot of Central Georgians are preparing ahead of the winter weather. We ran into a few shoppers at the food depot who were grabbing a few necessities like bread, peanut butter, crackers, and chips. Some even grabbed some hot cocoa to help keep them warm. Ahead of the storm, lots of power trucks are moving into our area. Power crews are ready to respond to any outages the winter weather may bring. Governor Kemp says more than 250 National Guardsmen have been deployed across the Peach State on standby. And the incoming weather could impact some travelers' plans. We have a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport there. As of this morning, more than 70 flights in Atlanta are canceled and nearly 60 delays. Those delays could continue into this afternoon as the weather continues to move in our area. Well, to stay informed during our weather impact alert, download the 13 WMAZ mobile app. Alex Pry, the weather team, and our field crews are all working hard to make sure that you are safe. You can get it in the Google Play or Apple Store. Once you get the app, be sure to sign up for notifications. You'll get the latest weather and news alerts sent right to your phone.